We are up to 800 subs. We are still on our road to 1,000. So let's get into this story time. So today I was out on my way out. Basically, I was coming from work. So on my way from work, I had went to the gas station and I ran into um, a girl that I had been friends with probably when I was in my early 20s. So I ran into her at the gas station and she was like, "Hey, how you doing? Oh, I see, you're on YouTube, you're doing TikToks and all this and all that." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, whatever." And she was like, "Yeah, I hit you up on IG and you never called me back or responded." I'm like, "Yeah, I've been busy, just chopping it up to saying that I've been busy. Just another way of saying that basically I don't want to be bothered." But she was like, "Yeah, I live in the same neighborhood as you. I see you all the time, and blase speaking." I'm like, "Oh, okay," you know, being being fake, being real fake. So she was like, "Yeah, we should get together sometimes. We should go out for coffee and blah blah blah." I'm thinking like, okay, whatever. So I'm getting in my car and I'm driving home and I'm thinking like, why does this person think that I would want to go back and be friends with her when we were in our 20s, we were friends. We worked at a nursing home together, and that's how I ended up meeting her. We ended up becoming friends, but we did go to high school together, but we just ran in different circles. So when we were working at the nursing home together, we were both CNAs. We were in our very early 20s. We were working together, working on the same floors. Even if we were scheduled to work different places, we would go to the charge nurse. Be like, "Hey, put me on the floor." I'm going to call her Bethany. "Put me on the floor with Bethany." So they already knew that anytime either one of us worked, it was always Kelly and Bethany, Kelly and Bethany. So, we started working together and then we started like hanging out together like after work. So we worked a 3 to 11 shift and we would start, hanging out, after 3 to 11. We would probably go out someplace and get something to eat, or she used to bar hop. That's what she used to like to do. She used to like to go out and go to bars. She liked to go to the city and go to bars. That wasn't my thing. You know, Going out, hanging out in bars and stuff. That wasn't my thing. But because she was my friend, I would go with her. We would get off at 11 o'clock. We would change our clothes while we were at work, and then we would go out. She would pick up dudes, and we would just hang out in the bar to probably like 12 o'clock, 12:30. So, I mean, that's what she liked to do. I would just go along. She was a drinker. I was not a drinker, still am not a drinker. But, that's what we did. So, we did that for a while. And, when the winter time came, we weren't, there was no bar hopping. It was just like going home because when we were working in the nursing home together, what's name? She had a car. I didn't have a car. So, I would have to, catch the bus to work. So I would catch the bus to work every day because we lived on different sides of town. So she lived on the east side and I lived on the west side. And the reason that she didn't come pick me up was because she lived closer to the job than I did. So I would catch the bus to work and she would always give me a ride home because the bars that she wanted to go to were always on my side of town. So sometimes I would catch the bus to work, or sometimes I would leave early enough and I would catch the bus to her house and we would go to work together. So we're working together, we're having fun, doing what we do. We're on the same hall, helping each other, do the work. We would go out, get lunch together. Our lunch break was probably like 7 or 8 o'clock. When you work the 3 to 11 shift, you get a half an hour lunch break. So we would always go out and get us something to eat. Except on our days off, we were hanging out together. And mind you, I was like only like 21, 22. And, she was the type that her parents gave her more freedom. I still had a curfew. She can go out and stay out all night long, stay gone for days, and her parents would never question, where she was or what she was doing. I never had that luxury. Your mother didn't play that. You living in her house, you're gonna come in at a certain time and you're gonna tell people where you're at. So, she would always stay gone for days at a time, but not me. I was not staying gone for days at a time. She would go stay with her friends for, days at a time. And, but that was just something that I was never allowed to do because my mom didn't play that. So, that's just the backstory about, the different types of lifestyles that we lived. So, working in this nursing home, you meet a lot of people, working there, you meet so many different people. So I ended up meeting this guy. He was coming to see his auntie, I think, or his grandmother. I don't remember who he was coming to see, but he was, coming to see his loved one in a nursing home. And I just happened to be the one that was taking care of her. And the lady was really nice. And she really liked me. And she said, "Oh, I honestly think it was her grandson." She was like, "Oh, you need to meet my grandson. You need to meet my grandson." So I finally met him. We met, we hit it off. We were cool. We started dating and everything. And, me and the girl, we were still friends, but then there was kind of a jealousy because now I used to spend all my time with Bethany. On my days off, we would just hang out. So now I'm spending my time with, with dude. We're just gonna call him dude. So now, I'm spending, my days with dude. When it was time for me to go get lunch, dude would always be there with this, like I said, I don't know if his auntie, maybe his guy, I think that was his grandmother. So dude would be there, visiting with his grandmother, and visitor hours were over at 8. So he would be like, "Hey, you want to go get something to eat?" Whatever, whatever. I'm like, "Cool, go get something to eat," and me and dude started hanging out. So me and him, we were kicking it for a while, and then things got real serious. So we ended up moving in together. Mind you, this dude was in his 40s. I want to say like 41, 42, 43 years old. I'm in my early 20s. Should not have been dealing with this dude at all, but it is what it is. It's a learning experience. So I ended up, moving in with him. We're hanging out, moving in. Everything was going good, So I'm still working at the nursing home. He's, taking me. Well, I was still catching the bus. At that time, I didn't have a car. So I was catching the bus to work, and then he started picking me up. So Bethany, started to get mad and get jealous. And he had started, going back out to the bars and stuff. So he was hanging out in the bars and stuff. And he came home one night and he was like, "Hey, you need to find you a new set of friends." I'm like, "What are you talking about? Like, don't be trying to tell me, who I can be friends with, who I can and cannot be friends with." He was like, that chick Bethany, I don't want you hanging out with her no more. I'm like, "Boy, who are you to tell me who to hang out with?" He was like, um, you know, "She got some HOE tendencies, and I don't think you should be hanging out with somebody, you know, that's picking up dudes and doing stuff like that. Because only way you should be hanging out with somebody that's doing that, unless is if you're doing it." I'm like, "I'm not doing that." He was like, "Well, birds of a feather flock together." I was like, "You don't be telling me what to do and what not to do." He was like, "No, I'm just saying, you don't need to be hanging out with her, because I just seen her pick up a dude in the bar. They went out to his car, did their thing, and she came back. She just met the man, didn't even know his name." He's like, "So, you my girl. I don't want you hanging out with her." And I was like, "Yeah, whatever, whatever." So I went to work. Me and Bethany, we working together. We still hanging out. It's always Kelly and Bethany. Until it's time to go home. She go her way, I go my way. So once again, he said he had went out to the bar, hanging out with his friends. I was at work, and I had happened to be working a double shift that night. And Bethany ended up going home because I worked a double shift because I wanted the next day off because me and Dude were gonna go do something together. So I ended up working a double shift so that I can basically have like a 3-day weekend. So Bethany, I guess she went home, but when he went to the bar, he was hanging out with his friends. He went out to the bar. He came, he hanging out at the bar. He tells me when he picks me up the next morning that Bethany tried to come on to him. I'm like, what? He was like, yeah, your friend tried to come on to me. Me not wanting to believe anything he was saying because I just figured, he was jealous of our relationship. And, I was being dumb, telling her everything that was going on, telling her everything that was going on in our relationship. So we had a good relationship. He was buying me things. I guess that's what a sugar daddy was supposed to do. That's what he was doing. I was telling her that, and I guess that, me telling her everything that he was doing for me, maybe she wanted him to do that for her. But yeah, he was like, you know, I think you should leave her alone because she tried to talk to me. I'm like, boy, you lying. She wouldn't do that. Yeah, she did. She was trying to talk to him. So, me and dude, we were together for a little while, probably about 6, 7 months. We ended up breaking up. And, I ended up moving on, but he was still coming to see his grandmother in the nursing home. And then I seen for myself that Bethany was trying to talk to him. She was trying to get with him. And his grandmother had told me when we were together, she had told me, you know, maybe you should be friends with her. I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but I'm just, looking out for you. Maybe you shouldn't be friends with this girl. She's a little loose. And if you're not that type of person, why are you hanging out with that type of person? I'm like, okay, whatever, whatever. But I did see it for myself. She was trying to talk to him. They were in the hallway and she was trying to talk to him. And she was like, hey, come on, let's go to the bar. Whatever, let's hang out. And she told him, she was like, yeah, I know you don't have a girlfriend at the time, right now, but we can go in the bathroom, we can do whatever, whatever. And he was like, no, I don't want to do that, But because for some reason he never liked her like that. And, she was trying to pick him up and take him in the bathroom at the nursing home, trying to take him in the bathroom and do the nursing home. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, okay, whatever. I let it go. I brushed it off. I never, never even brought it up. But I did see him and I brought it up to him. And he was like, I told you that girl wasn't no good. I told you, So I'm like, okay, whatever. So after that, you know, I would still, see, dude, he would come still see his grandmother and stuff. We were talking, but, we were just talking. There was nothing else there. So then I started talking to another guy that worked at the nursing home. Now, this is dude number two. I started talking to him. And I'm talking to him, and, we're cool, we're kicking it. And, he's a nice guy. He's around, no, he was not around my age. For some reason, I don't know. All the men that worked there were much older. He was like 34, 35. So me and him started talking and, we started hanging out and we started, get really close. We started really seriously dating. And so after we started dating, once again, Bethany is being left out. She is no longer, my ace boon coon, the one I hang out with all the time. I got a boyfriend. So I'm hanging out with him. And once again, Bethany tried to talk to my boyfriend. And this dude was, he was a really faithful dude. When, he had been done wrong so many times, he was a faithful dude. So he was faithful. And, he was like, your girl keep trying to talk to me. Your girl keep calling me. She keep calling me. I'm like, how did she get your number? All the CNAs had each other's number. So he was like, yeah, she keep calling me, sending me texts and stuff. So I'm looking at text messages and, inappropriate, very inappropriate. So, she kept trying to get with him, kept trying to get with him. And then she was telling him in the text messages that you don't need to be with Kelly. She can't treat you right, She's not the right one for you. We should get together and, do all this. So dude number two, I seen the text and he told me everything. And, that right there was like the last straw. I just like stopped being friends with her. We would work together. We had stopped working together. I would tell the charge nurse to be like, hey, don't put me with her. I was cool with the charge nurse. I told her, hey, me and her are not cool anymore. I would just prefer, not to work with her. You could put me on a totally different floor. So that's what the nurse started to do. And I just started, distancing myself from her. I never said anything to her, you know, never, did anything, just started distancing myself from her. And so me and her, we never said anything else, but she noticed like I stopped talking to her. She was like, hey, you want me to take you home? No, dude number two was taking me home, so I didn't need her to do that. So it's just like I don't understand why she would try to get with every dude that I was trying to get with, or every dude I was with. I mean, she supposedly had a long-term boyfriend. All the time she was trying to get with the dudes that I was with, she had a boyfriend, a long-term boyfriend. So it's like I really didn't understand, why this chick was trying to get with every dude that I was getting with. And the dudes were telling me, they were on the up and up. They were telling me. So, me and dude number two, we kicked it for a while. And then, we just ended up breaking up because we kind of just drifted apart. It was just a fling. So then, like, after me and dude number two broke up, she was like, oh, hey, we're going to this big theme park. You want to go? Nah, I'm good. She kept trying to get me to be friends with her again. And, I'm like, nah, I was good. We worked at the nursing home again. Like, I think I worked there for another 2 years. And it's like, I just completely stopped talking to her. And then it was like another one of our friends came to work there. I knew this chick from another nursing home I had worked at. So me and her, we were really good friends. So, we were cool. And then so Bethany jumps in and tries to basically take my long term friend. So, Bethany was like, oh, me and Cheryl, we're gonna go here, we're gonna go there. Do you wanna go? No, I'm good. Bethany could never get me to be friends with her again. So her and Cheryl became really good friends. And it got to the point where she was getting Cheryl to turn on me. So me and Cheryl knew each other all the time. We would catch the bus together. We basically lived in the same apartment complex, so we would catch the bus together. So she got to the point where she had got Cheryl to turn on me. Me and Cheryl, we would ride the bus together. Now, before all this, we would ride the bus together. We would talk, kiki all the way to work. But, she got Cheryl to turn on me. I don't understand why, I don't know why, but she didn't want me and Cheryl to be friends. So now, me and Cheryl riding the bus together. We're not saying anything to each other. We're just sitting there, just riding the bus. So her and Cheryl became really good friends and all this and all that. And the same stuff that she was doing to me, like trying to take my man, she was trying to mess with Cheryl's man. Which actually she was messing with Cheryl's man. And Cheryl just allowed it. She was cool with it. She just allowed it. She actually did break Cheryl and her man up. And then so Cheryl ended up going to work at the hospital. And that's how she ended up, getting away from Bethany. But yeah, she did, she was messing with Cheryl's man, messing with him on the side. I'm like, I just didn't understand, why somebody would do that. You got your own man, you can get your own person. Like, why would you want someone that your friend is dating? So I just never understood that. So back to, today, me seeing her at the gas station. So I seen Bethany and she was like, call me, you have my number and my number hasn't changed. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm thinking like, why would I want to be friends with you when you did me dirty so many years ago? Like, I don't understand. Like, why would I want to be friends with you? I don't get it. And then it's like after, when I was younger, I had moved out. She come to find out she was, talking to my mom, telling her, basically everything that I was doing. I'm like, why would you go behind my back and, do something like that? It's like I just don't understand. So this is why today when I seen her, she was like, oh, call me, we can hang out and blah blah blah. Because she has a son that has autism. And my brother's 25. He has autism. She was like, yeah, you're so good with your brother and blah, blah, blah. This, that, third. I'm thinking like, girl, me and you will never be friends. I would never call you. We would never have coffee together. We have nothing in common. It's like you did me dirty so many times. Why would I come back and let you do me dirty? You did Cheryl dirty, and to this day, her and Cheryl are friends, and she's still doing her dirty. I'm like, why would I want to be friends with someone like that? Why would I even want to hang out with someone like that? So this is why I stay to myself. I don't have a lot of friends. I talk to mainly two or three people, like my sister-in-law and my cousin. Other than that, I don't have a lot of people outside of my family that I deal with because of this reason. Like I said, I've dealt with a lot of different people, working in nursing homes and stuff, working jobs where, you meet people, or even in school, you meet people and, you're loyal to them. You're really loyal. You're the good friend. And then they constantly betraying you. So it's like, yeah, I'm like, so I don't deal with a lot of people. I really don't. That's just me. That's just how I am. And with her, coming up asking me to call her and we can hang out and get coffee, I'm like, why would I call you? Why would I go out and get coffee with you? Because it's like you just don't know how to be friends with people. You're just that type of person that you don't know how to be friends. You're not loyal. Your word doesn't mean it. Your word don't mean anything. So it's like, yeah, she was like, yeah, call me and we can hang out and blah blah. I'm like, girl, there is no way I would ever call her, ever hang out with her, even go have coffee with her. You know, that's just not, where I am in life. I don't want to deal with people like that. I would rather stay to myself. I said, this is why I can get on here and talk to you guys like we've been friends for years, you know. But like I said, I don't deal with a lot of people at all, because it's like you deal with these people and then they show you who they are. It is like constant betrayal. It's like, I don't have time for that. I don't want to deal with it. So I just won't be friends with you. You know, it was just like she had the nerve to tell me, hey, call me. Call me so we can have coffee. I'm like, girl, why would I call you? Be glad I was standing at this gas pump and you just happened to pull up and I spoke to you. It's like, I don't deal with people like that. That's like toxic. I don't deal with stuff like that. I don't deal with people that keep you in the mess. Constantly. There's constant drama. When I was hanging out with this person, it was constant drama. There was drama all the time. She was getting into it with girls. I mean, she was constantly arguing with girls when we were younger, constantly, because she was messing with these girls' men. So we stayed arguing with people. It was a constant. Every time you go someplace with her, you knew you were going to argue. You knew it was going to be argument, or you were going to get close to fighting, or you would have to basically pull that person off of her, because that's just the type of person she was. That's just the type of energy she had. And I'm like, I'm grown. I am not in my 20s. I am not in my 30s. That is not what I want to be doing. I do not want to be going to hang out with somebody that I got to help them fight. Me, I'm not gonna help you fight. I'm gonna get in my car and leave. Like, things are different now. Because back then, they used to just jump people. But it was like, I was just thinking, like, if I go out to have coffee with her and then she got beef with somebody or she's messing with somebody, man, what's gonna happen? I'm gonna get drawn into it. I don't have the time for that. So I don't hang out with people. I come home, I go to work. I go hang out at the malls, I go shopping, I do what I need to do, like I said, but I don't need to have a large group of people around me. My circle is very small. So, long story short, I don't deal with Bethany. I would never be going out to have coffee with Bethany at any time. So that's drama that I don't want to have in my life. So, finally finished Big L's hair. It is not the best, but I finally finished it. And I'm going to come back on here next week and I'm going to take it down. And I'm probably going to cut her ends and give her a little style. But yeah, done. Big L's hair is finally done. Guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe. I will see you guys next week.